Hi guys, in this one I'm going to go over Super Dragons at Town Hall level 12. So, going based off what I've seen, they are 40 housing space instead of the 20 housing space for regular dragons. You don't really get any more bang for your buck with the Super Dragons because you're trading two dragons, and dragons are pretty tanky on their own. So, you're not usually going to want to use this. Additionally, when the Eternal Tome was reworked, the strategy suffered a lot because it was relying on the Eternal Tome protecting the blimp enough so it could take down the Town Hall. However, that is no longer possible. So the Super Dragons have to take down the Town Hall, which they did not have to do before. So I'll show you an attack with it that 3-starred, but this is probably going to be your weakest dragon attack at Town Hall level 12 just because from when it was really good, it has suffered so many different nerfs. Alright, so the army is going to be Minion Prince, and it's not doing the king anymore because you actually need the Minion Prince to do extra damage to help the Super Dragons get through the base quick enough. You then need your queen, and you need the giant arrow on the queen because the Super Dragons are not going to be tanky enough to get through all of the different defenses they need to without some of them being taken out by the queen. Then you are going to need the warden. I'm using the life gem just to help them have a little bit more survivability, but a lot of examples will use the rage gem, which increases their damage but lets them lose HP. Next, we have 5 super dragons, 5 wizards, 5 balloons, which are used to find seeking air mines initially, 2 Valkyries, 1 Yeti, which is used to funnel. However, in the original examples, however, I am not going to be doing that. Then 1 Archer. We then have 1 Freeze, 4 invisibility spells, and 2 Clone. This is very different from any examples you'll see online, and the reason I'm doing this is because since we can no longer use the Eternal Tome to take down the Town Hall, we need to try to find a different way to take it down, and this is going to be one of the best ways, using the Invisibility Blimp or the Super Yeti Blimp. Then for Clan Castle, we have the Blimp, the Rage, either 2 Super Archers and the Super Wizard or the Super Yeti, and changing the spells based on which one you're using. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at an example. So normally you want to get down the clan castle and a few different key buildings. However, we're going to use a giant arrow to do that, but doing that makes it to where our queen is going to be just out in the middle of the base, so that's why we need the healer puppet, because we need the queen to survive. Now, one thing that makes this strategy a little bit more difficult is I'm not using a hound for the blimp to protect it. I probably need to do so. So that's something you can experiment with. See if you can trade out some of those extra troops to do that. And as you can see, since our blimp went down early, we are not actually going to be getting the Town Hall. But to do this one, you definitely want the Town Hall to go down before your Super Dragons. So that being up is a problem. Next, we're going to try to use the giant arrow to take out 2 air defenses. We are going to miss, but it's going to put the queen there, and we're just going to have to hope the queen stays alive. Based on the Super Archer blimp, we are going to use the funnel that made and go this way. And that's the reason we are not using the Yeti to do that, because the Super Archer blimp does that on its own. So in this one, it's going pretty decent. We use the free spell to help protect our super dragons. And I'm using the Yeti and the Valkyries to help with the cleanup, because that cleanup over there we need to have all done so we can have our queen take down some key defenses. Hopefully the queen will make her way to the Town Hall and take it down as well as that single Inferno Tower. Super Dragons are making their way to the Eagle, and as you can see, without that extra support, taking a town that it used to have, Super Dragons are struggling a lot more. So as you can see, based on everything we had, it did work out, but it is very precarious. So using this, you do want to be a bit careful because it can easily mess up. Maybe one day it'll come back based on some reworking of other equipment. However, based on what we have right now, this one has definitely gone down the radar a little bit. So if you want to use this on a base, make sure that the base matches really well for this to work. Don't just try this on any base you see. Alright, that'll be it for this one.